But I then got hold of Clifford in Bray, and Clifford got hold of Brendan in Dublin, barrister, and with the cops here on speakerphone, I spoke to Brendan. I said, do we have to ask for a high court order to get the cops away from my house, or what do we do now?
What do we do? Yeah, good.
And I said, we will do an application immediately,
Okay.
but I will phone the Commissioner's office first. And he phoned the Commissioner's office, and while he was on the phone, the Commissioner's office phoned them and got them and told them to take my advice. I said, come back in 2 or 3 hours. And when they came back, I had a witness statement.
All taken and signed.
Taken, prepared, and so I said, now you two can sit with her, look at the information, see what you want to change, print it out, sign, and then start your action. Okay, Brendan's wife.
Shall we go for a cigarette? Are you ready for a
Brendan's
cigarette?
wife then came and fetched her and looked after her. But now, look at this. One piece of evidence in court was that the daughter disclosed to the mother that the dad took his finger and pushed it in her vagina.
Well, that's digital rape.
Yeah. And medical examination showed, yes, the hymen was torn, showing it that, and so. A panty with bleeding was supplied as evidence, and so. Medically, everything is now proven that the child has been
Digitally raped.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
She sat here and what she wants to do with me. Now you can go to the shop. I said, did they ask you about it? Yes. Dr. Woods did? Okay. Did Dr. Woods did you tell him what really happened, or did you tell him what your mother told you to say? Yeah, of course I did. What Mommy told you to say? Say, but did it happen? Did Daddy ever do it? No, Daddy never did it. So now, how do you know how sore it is? Because it was sore when Mommy showed me, but I must tell them. When Mommy put her finger in the child.
Oh, God. You need inhalers like I take. They help me a lot.
So Mommy
digitally rape the child to frame the father.
Yeah. The witness statement that was typed here.
The only thing you have to be aware of is that, and I'm not saying that was the case in that instance, but children do retract. Are you familiar with trauma bonding?
Yeah. They call it
Stockholm syndrome or trauma bonding.
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with it.
Uh,
Even to this day, even knowing my father almost certainly murdered my sister, abused us children, pimped us out, allowed us to be drugged, trafficked us, all that. If I see my father, I saw him at a wedding last April, and I gave him a hug.
Oh, you
It,
will.
it, it reduces me to a child. I either shake and go to pieces, or I go into this compliant, obedient, loving child.
Yeah.
You know? So, and my sister that died, she would disclose absolutely profoundly and convincingly, and then because we were so badly abused, we dissociated. Then she would say that she never said that, and I'm a wicked person for making things up like that. And in those days, when she used to disclose to me, there was no recording or anything like that. I couldn't say to her, listen to what you said. So she just would disclose, retract, disclose, retract, disclose, retract. It was like a cycle she couldn't escape from.
They went to that statement from here. 2 hours later, 3 hours later, it was after 5 already, asked whether I can bring her immediately to Dublin to Bridewell Godless Station.
So they left her here with you?
Yeah.
That's good.
There's senior superintendents that need to get some further information from her.
Wow.
I said, yes, I will bring her, but she's coming home back with me.
Good.
And then the Sergeant White, female Sergeant White, she said, no, she's not going back home with you. She's going to a Reverend Gildeer.
Foster care or something, yeah.
Reverend Gildeer's organised already that she will look after the girl, you know. And I said, oh no, that's good. I mean, that's okay. So she must bring her stuff also. I think so, except if you have to organise with Gildeer. Okay, blah, blah, blah. We got there. They thanked me for the work I've done, and they immediately decided she must go under victim protection.
Yeah, because would it be important? It's a miscarriage of justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She must go under victim protection immediately.
Goodness.
And they actually obtained a district court order at the district court next door to Bridewell Gardner Station and served it on me that I am not allowed to disclose to anybody where she is.
Oh, okay, okay. So they
I
allowed
am
her to
not-
be in witness protection with you?
Huh?
They
No.
allowed her to come back to you?
No. No. We organised that Brendan barrister's wife, who is a preacher.
Oh, so you organised okay,
Yeah.
good. A safe space for her, and you had to
Yeah.
you had to give an undertaking not to disclose.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
I'm not allowed to say where she is and
Yeah,
things
that's
like
fair
that.
enough.
I'm not even allowed to mention it to any other member of Angada Shakona.
Yeah, that's fair enough. She's in witness protection. Yeah, that's
And
understandable.
so guess what? 2 other guards came to find out where is she now and threatened to arrest me if I don't say where she is. So naturally I said, hang on a second, I will get permission to quickly to find out whether I can tell you. So I phoned the superintendent at Bridewell and said, there's 2 members here and they are threatening to arrest me. I just need your permission to tell them where the lady is. He said, well, give me their car registration number.
And then,
And
yeah.
I walked out and I gave the car registration number. and now they are standing here
Right.
and things like that, and came back and speak to them, and there's suddenly, thank you sir, And they went.
Wow.
So there was big shit. 7 o'clock that evening, the High Court was sitting. The DPP application to for the matter to be immediately reheard again, and for the dad to be allowed out on bail.
Wow.
And so, now naturally he had nowhere to go. So again we organized, and Dad was out, put out on bail immediately of €1.
Wow.
€1 bail.
Yeah.
He was out on, and he went also to Reverend Gildea's place with his daughter. And 3 weeks later, the case was just, he was found not
Reversed.
guilty.
But the mother wasn't prosecuted?
The mother is being prosecuted.
Wow. Wow. You see, I think this is where you and I could have some common ground, where I'm probably the only one. Maybe there might be the wife of this intelligence guy. The intelligence guy lost his courage in the end and wouldn't. He was going to fly back from Dubai with the documents. He was not going to release them by internet or anything like that. He was going to fly back with the dossier. Then his wife was going to fly out to Lanzarote and give me annotations and so give me the evidence of what they had disclosed to me. They disclosed it to me. I had to have secret meetings and go here and go there. It was crazy.
Be very careful now.
But
There is a whole process going on at the moment.
The common ground, just to finish that chain of thought, the common ground that I and maybe only 2 or 3 other people around the case have is that I believe the mother was complicit. Right? I'm very unpopular for this, but I am utterly convinced that the father is what 80% of what the children said. I think the only coaching and torturing and so on and manipulating and so on was to have the children clean up the story so that it was only daddy and the teacher and the school and the this and that. I think the brainwashing and torture that probably went on before even the boyfriend appeared was so that to convince the children, because they were more trauma bonded to mummy because they lived with her. So to convince them that, look, we're going to tell the truth and we're going to get you safe and going to get you help, but you have to not say it's mummy or they'll lock me up and then you'll be orphans and then everything will be terrible. So that's where I do agree the children were mind controlled, tortured, brainwashed. But I would, as a survivor and having worked on the case, and you've seen my work. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I've worked intensely from February 2015 to date, and I am 100% convinced that the father is also. I believe totally that.
I don't know there. I don't know. I haven't got
stitched
evidence.
the mother
pro
up, and
or
she
pre.
decided you double crossed me. Now watch what I'm going to do. And she just the perfect cover. And Abraham was just. And what a good pact did he make? And let me get
Massive thing going on worldwide.
Yeah. I'm going to research the things you told me. Yeah.
To discredit parenting in its present form, to discredit, it is so large. It started off in 1932 with the creation of several psychological illnesses. And so, but the main purpose is complete destruction of the Christian moral,
family unit, yeah, the nuclear
the
family.
Christian morals,
Yeah, absolutely.
Christian family unit,
Absolutely, I agree. I've done a lot of
And-
research on this.
to discredit anything remotely connected to Christianity.
Yeah, I agree.
And in that way, taking control.
Children become property of the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the main thing is that didn't happen fast enough and successful enough.
Yeah.
So they decided to bring in another angle, what is called now the ISIS factor. Bring in Islam. How they bring in Islam to control is get people to accept Islam as controlling. At the moment, women is uncontrollable. Women's rights movement, women's this.
Well, that was all
that.
engineered. Feminism was engineered.
I
went to
know.
the University of
But
Warwick.
it didn't work. It didn't work fast enough. Now, if I can be convinced now that women have to be
Subjugated.
subjugated again, how am I going to get Islam into me? So Islam, me accepting Islam, enforcing women to be subjugated. Now, this evil Islam is to be destroyed. So, to destroy Islam, find a reason. Oh, he doesn't. He hates women and he suppress women's rights and things like that. So now they can attack me again that way.
You see, the biblical. I've come full circle. I was at University of Warwick, which was under programs and surveillance and United Nations experiments from the 60s. And then it had Germaine Greer and big feminists came out of there and so on. I was a feminist, I was a radical feminist, I was this, that and the other. I've come full circle. I understand the biblical relationship between a man and a woman. To me, it's my honour and privilege. If I was lucky enough to be with a godly man that I loved and married, it would be my honour to treat him as the captain of the ship and for me to be the first mate.
Yeah.
And I would not see that as suppression, subjugation or domination. If he understood that he's accountable to Christ and he's that Christ is his head and he's my head and it's nothing about bullying, then to me that's a beautiful thing and that's where God created it.
Yeah.
But the Islam thing doesn't come into the Hampstead case. The thing I was
No, that doesn't come in.
No.
But that is
the thing
another
I was
angle.
told was the Russian mafia were involved through her side of the family, and that the paedophilia and the ritual abuse and so on was secondary to the drug and the pornography distribution. So the little paedophile ring was for blackmail purposes mostly. It was for control. They didn't even see the ritual abuse paedophile ring as the main nexus of what was going on. They said the drug and porn distribution was the big deal.
By the way, have you seen this piece of paper? I think everything. Control plus.
I don't want to make you sick.
Plus. Control plus. Okay, here's the mouse.
Right.
You roll up and down and read.
Okay, where are you going?
So I'm going to just.
Okay.
That's how I think you can sit down.
All right, I'll read it.
Have a good read, and then understand and see if you. Because you don't know. Very few people know much about me and what I've.
The same with me. Very few people know all of my background. This is great. Retired, not accepting anyone class. Yeah, which is great. I was some friend load in it, and yet see, but they targeted you because that was their angle. That he was the innocent one. The Port Groups were a staunch advocate for formal groups or associations, founding member of the Proud Lowly Wales. So he's a member of the Proud Lowly Nation Study Group. Yeah, hopes to be active with the European Association, blah. And his research aggressive statistic alienation, piranha relationship breakdowns. I must research that. Mathematical calculation of risk to a child. Tools proving efficient in determining the risk to a child and eliminating a guilty verdict based on rhetoric and speculation. If approached by the court, he will assist. He's still available to attend court via video link. It's on short notice or beyond the borders of Ireland.
Just move your finger over the round thing.
Oh, okay. Okay. Right. I'm retired, working volunteer as an urban man. Certificate in law enforcement, diploma in theology. Wow. Certificate in psychology, certificate in OHS. What's OHS? What is OHS?
Occupational health and safety.
Okay, high diploma in education, low diploma in small business admin, Bachelor of Technologies, electrical, yeah, certificate of parent alienation, parental alienation, sequel. Law enforcement. That's interesting.
Yes.
You were a policeman. Oh wow. My life experience is extensive working positions from hard labour to senior management. Yeah, specialising in education on occasion teenage and adult. What's PA? Oh yeah, PA. You know, it's by accepted as a member of the international rank. And jailhouse lawyer and child protection procedures law guidelines, standards, and litigation, including rhetoric involved. What's a jailhouse lawyer?
It's a person that didn't go and study law,
right,
because he but because to help himself.
Okay, right. I have extensive experience, District Circuit, High Court, some Supreme Court experience. 70 matters, either litigant, purpose, expert, parental alienation, witness, appearance, or the authority supporters, court friend. Like the Mackenzie friend or lay litigant. Attended court hearings via video link in foreign jurisdictions on several matters. Right. On request or by appointment of the court, I have investigated. Oh, would I have to... Amicus Curiae, independent expert, served as guardian ad litem, acted as advocate for several members of the family in dealings with authorities. Authored several on the subject of child protection, parental estrangement, parental alienation, and others above average knowledge of on Stockholm syndrome. Oh good, piranha relationships and aggressive statistical knowledgeable on identifying rhetoric, parental eyewitness effects, and hypothesis theory for child abuse and basic cases with the age class of between 2 and 71. In the death of child target parents, predicted several ultimate outcomes and more authorities and law enforcement ran it before it happened. Yeah, like poor Paul. This isn't working now. Why is it? It's not
hang
working.
That's the highest you can go. That's
Oh,
the
I
end
see,
of
that's
it.
the end, right. I'm not qualified as a legal social worker or psychologist, therefore I only suggest I do not advise. Quoting with the minutes, I'm not a whore of the court and I do not do report writing or present evidence as payment or proven expenses. My native language, not English, senior sound, family support work, proudly. I think you should be paid for what you do. I don't think that's a whore at all. I think
No, but you know,
certainly be allowed to have
especially
donations.
the whores of the court that I have come across in the last few years.
There are people that will.
There
are
90% of those that write reports in Ireland is whores of the court.
This is yeah.
Did you hear about me and a certain professor in the High Court?
Is this recent?
2012.
No, I didn't know you. I only knew you since.
I think you should do some laughing. You should do some laughing. You might appreciate seeing. Oh, no, I think you're going to smile a little bit. But it will be good for you to smile.
Yeah.
It will be very good. Only good.
Somebody in the CIA is quoted as saying the reason that Hampstead was being so aggressively covered up was because not only would it collapse the British government, but that there were CIA connections. It's part of a party trail where they go visiting for access to children and rituals. So the CIA guy said we're not allowed to. That case is being deliberately stalled because it will bring down the government. Enough, Mr. I will allow you only one. I'm referring to this. One more question. I refer to this claim of Professor qualified to add that distinguished person on the title Yes, I believe so. Thank you, Judge. Professor, just confirm my argument and everything I said. I do not understand what is confirmed. AEFMPSDAC is the abbreviation for the Latin terms Arno est foraminus and prostipulum sacrum de atrio confirmatus. So the ars is something and something. Oh, where's the translation of it? Oh, the English. Anus hole and whore of the court confirmed. Interjection, Judge, I object. This is seriously insulting. Was this you? Are you familiar with the term? That's so funny. AEF of the SDAC. Arsehole and whore of the court. Wow. Confirmatus. Yeah, you did that in another document you sent to me. You put Latin into it. Yeah, you sent me another document. It wasn't as funny as that, but I remember you doing that.
You see, I've done funny things in my life.
I know, but it takes that kind of maverick genius to think outside the box. So I'll research what you've told me. I will try and...
Don't spend much time on this anymore.
No, I can't let it go. I can't let those children go. The same way...
The children is safe.
No, I don't believe it. I believe their mind is being scrambled.
No.
Because they're being deprogrammed when 80 to 90% of what they said was the truth. So now they're being, quote-unquote, deprogrammed from the truth. They will never recover unless this is put to right.
That is what the...
they will never recover unless they can be deprogrammed just from the lies. It would be like, let me give you an example of that girl that came to you for help, right? Imagine you didn't act so strongly and get her proper help. Imagine if they tried to make her say, not only did my father not do it, neither did my mother, and I made the whole thing up. In fact, it was just a stranger I met at the youth club. That's the kind of damage. If that girl, in trying to do the right thing, which is to retract against her father, but she was put in the wrong hands and made to retract against her mother too, that girl would never get her sanity back. Because in trying to tell the truth, she would have been seduced into another lie. Do you see that? I won't rest until I need to meet and see those children, and I need I suspect is the father was every bit as guilty, just not as cunning as the mother. And if they are trying to be persuaded that daddy is safe and you go with daddy and this and that. Now, I had another plant.
That is working with our kids at the moment.
I had another plant in Barnet Social Services that fed me information that the children had been expressing to their placement that they did not want to continue contact with their father. And when I released that information in a video interview, I didn't name the person at Barnet Social Services, but he was he was feeding information saying, okay, they're pretty well, they're safe and well, they're stable, but they are continually saying, we don't want to go with daddy, we don't want to see daddy. After the interview I did, they, for the first time now I don't agree with this, but they reopened communication with the mother by email and telephone. but they also gave me word that they were honouring, because of the children's age now, I think they're 10 and 11, they were honouring the children's desire to end or suspend contact with their father. Now, whether they did that or not, I don't know. But
You see,
to
it is
tell me
possible.
to let it go, it's
it is-
impossible.
no. You know why it is possible that the children don't want to see mommy and daddy?
No,
Daddy.
Yeah.
You know why?
Now, they haven't seen their mother for nearly 3 years.
Yeah, then.
So they have not been influenced that way.
Yeah. But
They have been being subjected, and he gets unsupervised access. He takes them to Gatwick, to
Yeah.
an ex-solicitor called Yanis Emanuel, who's not a good guy, and I've identified him gang stalking and cyber harassing me. He's been allowed to take. He's taken them back to Hampstead. He's been seen and photographed with them at Alton Towers. So he gets unsupervised access to them. But if their whole supposedly journey to health is that we know mummy made you say these terrible things about daddy, if their knowledge underneath all the mind control and drugs and terror is that actually no, we were telling the truth about daddy, we only lied about it wasn't mummy.
did somebody tell you that they are classified as special foster care cases?
Yeah, you said to me there, you said that, but I'm not convinced it's based on truth. No, thank you so much. And,
Because of.
will I make you coffee in the morning? Are you good at getting up?